how much work goes into developing one of these voices. Because just for example, I'm going to read out, like there's a list of about 50 of them here. I won't read them all out, but some of my famous favourites, obviously Bear Grylls, Morgan Freeman, Mark Wahlberg, Hughesy, Donald Trump, Gary Vee, who is great, obviously Bruce McAvaney. Like, man, there's that many there, and they're all so different. Like, how much work goes into that, bro?
Yeah, I think some impersonations are definitely more intuitive than others. Like some voices, you know, for example, I remember the first time I saw Bear Grylls, I was sitting on the couch with my mate, and, you know, I just like watched the TV, and then like I was just like, oh, you know, I'm Bear Grylls, right? And I was like, wow, I can actually talk like Bear. Like, it's actually there. I didn't even realise, but, you know, I can speak like Bear Grylls. You know, like sometimes you just turn on the TV and it's just there. It's weird, but other times, you know, I have to work on a little bit. For example, Donald Trump. You just brought Donald Trump up before. The first few times I did Donald wasn't great, and then after a while I started to get, you know, Donald has a little bit of raspiness in his voice, you know. That's Donald Trump, the greatest president, you know. When you can get that raspiness, you can get a little bit of Donald, and you know you got Donald when you got that raspy Trump. You know, there's certain nuances, certain intricacies to each voice that only get better through practice and time. But my rule is if I can get it somewhat close in the first like 2 or 3 attempts, then I know that I can refine it. But if I can't get it close in the first 2 or 3 attempts, there's no point in me even trying to refine it because I've never been able to do that.
It's funny, isn't it? Because, like, you know, we were chatting off air about this, but things like Donald Trump and one of my favorites, like Gary Vee, like they're so different. And then there's other ones that you just, and you nail those two, but then there's other ones that you just cannot hit at all. So, like, it's so funny that there's like, you can absolutely nail 2 of them, but then there's some that just aren't like there. Like it's crazy how you can just be so different.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, I think in terms of like a lot of impersonators I've seen, like other impersonators, most of them are overseas. There's not too many of us here in Australia, which is kind of weird. I might actually be the only one. Yeah, it's interesting, man, because like, you know, there's some impersonators, like pretty much all of them can do like a Robert De Niro, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, they're like the staple impersonation, and Sylvester Stallone. But I can't do any of those, no matter how hard I try. And just about any impersonator can. Every impersonator, even like drunk blokes you meet at the pub. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it's funny that I can't get close to that, but I can do like, you know, as you said, Morgan Freeman and then Elmo, which is like the 2 most different voices you could ever, you know, so.
Which ones would be your favourite to perform and your highest quality ones that you love bringing out?
Oh, man. Well, you know, obviously like a bit of Dave Hughes, yeah. Hughes is outrageous because he's got the face as well, yeah. Hughes' eyes pop out, you know. He's a ridiculous unit. He's got big bubbly eyes like you know what I mean? Like those eyes just pop out, don't they, yeah? Dyl Friends, what an outrageous show, yeah? So, you know, obviously Hughesy. Hughesy is not a bad one.
So, like, I actually can't even tell the difference there at all. Like, that is
Yeah, I remember I busted it out for Hughesy once. He's like, that sounds something like me. It's not bad, but it doesn't sound anything like me, does it? Yeah, so yeah, there's that. But trying to think what else. Yeah, like Morgan Freeman. You know, I might need to get close to the microphone here, but you know, sometimes I bring my voice down like this, and I'll talk like Morgan Freeman. And you know, I love talking like Morgan Freeman because Morgan Freeman has a truly magnanimous voice. Reminds me of Shawshank Redemption and my friend Andy Dufresne. Listen to the Dyl Friends podcast, the #1 podcast in the whole of the world. There you go. So, you know, there's
it's unbelievable.